America has no future. It is a weakened nation.
Too divided, too soft.
A judgment that would shape the war. "7,000 miles away. A system, not just a ship.
"4 days? That's impossible.
Then we'll redefine. We'll redefine possible. What Germany didn't see. Two visions of the future. Which one would decide the war? The war may have been decided when Germany misunderstood America.
The United States Army remains small, underprepared, and strategically immature.
A continental market, yes. A battlefield nation, no. Smaller than several European powers at the start. That alone tells the story.
They saw comfort and assumed softness.
A nation that has not prepared for war will not suddenly become warlike.
The error was not casual. It was written into policy.
Sie bauen Überfluss, keine Bewaffnung.
These machines sell comfort. They do not win campaigns.
A people surrounded by comforts will not endure hardship for long.
They saw the product. They did not understand the process.
Their economy is built for the market, not the battlefield. They know purchase, not privation. 50,000 per year? Absurd. Aircraft are not toys. They require trained labor, alloys, precision, experience. Selbst unsere besten Werke könnte dies nicht leisten. Wirklich. You do not summon an air force out of car factories. Then perhaps they will build bombers beside toasters. What should have sounded like a strategic alarm was filed as fantasy. The last war had left behind a useful illusion. They arrived late, fought hard enough, and let Europe do the real bleeding. They were green then. They would be green again. They remembered what fit their theory and forgot what had changed. Wars are won by peoples accustomed to discipline, hardship, and blood. A mixed society cannot endure a pure test.
They were no longer studying America. They were studying their own prejudices.
Such a people might trade together, They will not suffer together.
They saw variety and called it fragility. They saw scale and called it disorder.
Germany did not misread the numbers. Germany misread the nature of America itself.
The United States will produce 50,000 aircraft a year.
$50,000 in a single year?
This is not production. It is propaganda for domestic morale.
From a few thousand to 50,000? No industrial system jumps like that.
What should have forced a strategic rethink instead became a footnote. A car plant is not an armaments works.
These presses are designed for comfort goods, not comfort goods, not combat hardware.
Even if they began now, meaningful conversion would take years.
They observed the machines. They never asked what else those machines could become.
Zu verstreut, effizient zu zentralisieren. America is organized for prosperity, not mobilization.
The core of American speed was not improvisation. It was interchangeability.
A part made in one state could fit perfectly into a machine assembled in another.
German excellence often depended on fitting by skill. American excellence increasingly depended on fitting by system.
If every part speaks the same language, every plant can join the conversation.
They are organized, certainly. But organization is not the same as armament.
What Germany saw as scattered industry was in fact a giant coordinated machine.
They kept asking what America produced. They never asked what America could reproduce.
Impressive for commerce, irrelevant to rapid war production.
The American economy did not merely produce, it moved.
Germany knew how to strike concentrated industry. It did not yet grasp industry protected by distance itself.
The chain stretched from mines and plantations to furnaces and assembly lines. This was not a set of factories. It was a continent learning to manufacture war.
The scale is large, yes, but scale in peace is not scale in war. The facts were on the table. The imagination was not.
American mobilization will be slower, shallower, and more politically constrained than public claims suggest. If America enters seriously, we will still have time before its weight is felt.
Their strategy now, visible belief.
A wrong judgment in one office became a wrong rhythm for an entire war.
Then the war will be decided before America fully arrives.
Germany believed it understood America because it understood the America that already existed.
What Germany failed to see was not hidden. It simply had not happened yet.
No more peacetime thinking. Every machine we own now belongs to the war.
The line that had built comfort would now build war.
Take down passenger cars. Put up military output.
Different shapes,
Same discipline. Same machines.
Shift the press line 2 bays east. We start engine housings tomorrow.
This was not one factory changing. It was a continent changing its purpose.
The machines had not changed. Only the mission had.
The country did not ease into war production. It snapped into it.
Germany was still measuring the America that no longer existed.
The arsenal was no longer a promise. It had been activated.
No settings. From this hour forward, everything rolling off this floor serves the Army.
The companies did not wait to become military specialists. They became useful first.
In America, one company could become a fleet of industries overnight.
Keep it moving! Armor plate doesn't wait!
Tolerance is tolerance, whether it drives a family car or a bomber.
What had once been prestige engineering became war engineering.
Forget what this floor used to make. Learn what it makes now.
America did not stop to become a war economy. It converted while moving.
Their industries are broadening too quickly.
The automobile industry had not vanished. It had gone to war.
Standardization turned complexity into repeatable motion.
If it fits here, if it fits here, it fits everywhere.
America scaled complexity by refusing to build it all in one place.
No single plant carried the whole burden. The country did.
Ohio, Michigan, California, it all mates perfectly.
Germany prized excellence by skill. America pursued excellence by method.
The secret was not simply working faster. It was working everywhere at once.
War production became powerful when it became repeatable.
Adjust Station 4. Keep line moving.
America was not improvising abundance. It was engineering it. Production meant nothing unless it could move.
Nothing waits on the pier. Everything rolls forward.
The American war machine moved on rails, roads, docks, and paperwork all at once.
Wrong paperwork loses days. Right paperwork saves divisions.
This was not industry and logistics. It was industry becoming logistics.
To stop this system, an enemy would have to strike not one city, but an entire continent.
American war production began long before the assembly line. It began wherever raw material could be found.
The factories don't wait for parts. The parts arrive before the line asks.
Eine Wirtschaftlichkeit der Bewegung, ja? Aber Handel ist nicht Feldzugsversorgung.
America was no longer a collection of factories. It had become a machine that fed itself.
The machines were only half the story. The other half was who now came to run them.
You don't need years. You need the right station and the will to learn.
The men who had known fields and fences learned steel, torque, and precision. A system built on prejudice could not imagine what a broader labor force could become under pressure.
10 days to weld, 30 to contribute. No wasted motion. America did not just recruit labor. It built the conditions that allowed labor to stay.
The Germans had seen American diversity and predicted weakness. What America created was depth.
America did not build strength from scratch. It unlocked what had always been there.
Stop thinking like shipbuilders. Start thinking like producers.
Ships are built from the bottom up. They always have been.
Instead of one ship rising in one place, many parts rose everywhere at once.
Section B to Slipway 3. Keep the sequence clean.
One clean seam does the work of a crew with hammers.
Build them this fast and the sea will tear them apart. The ocean does not care about tradition. It cares about whether the ship is sound.
The slipway no longer created the ship, it completed it. Keller replaced memory with method.
The trick was not to move faster in one place. It was to move everywhere at once.
The yard itself became an assembly line.
Fast is fine, rocket thrower is not.
Germany was still thinking in shipyards. America was already thinking in systems.
What had once been craft was becoming process, and process was about to outrun the war.
That is reality. Anything faster invites failure.
230 days became 45. 45 became 30. 30 became 20.
That should not be possible.
The shipyard had turned time into a production variable.
Every section on cue. No dead time. Not today. Seal it, clear it, next section.
The yard did not slow when the sun disappeared.
Keep the sequence. Dawn does not matter. Clear for launch preparation.
What had taken months now took less than a week.
I didn't believe it until now.
Germany needed ships to remain scarce. America made scarcity disappear.
Steady seam. Again, you don't need mastery today, you need repeatable work.
They did not train shipbuilders. They trained functions.
The miracle was not that they already knew. It was how fast they learned.
Station 12 is ready. We don't need exceptions. We need output.
A broader workforce gave America something German planners had not accounted for: depth.
Production scaled because life around production was made scalable too.
This war won't wait for craftsmen. It needs producers.
Repetition turned raw labor into usable strength. They measured steel and tonnage. They did not measure trainability. What tradition said required years, process reduced to weeks.
The labor force stretched and did not break.
The ships were miracles of production. The workers were miracles of transformation.
And then there was Willow Run.
America had learned how to scale labor. Now it would scale complexity.
If automobiles can move in sequence, bombers can too.
This is not a car. This is a million-part promise. You cannot build aircraft like refrigerators. Ford did not wait for approval from the old order.
If the flow holds, the aircraft holds.
Every combat lesson changes the line. Take his hand. For a time, the ridicule seemed justified. If the drawings fail, redraw them. If the line breaks, fix the line.
Willow Run built bombers only because the nation built Willow Run.
The aircraft no longer waited in place for labor. Labor met it as it moved.
This was not a factory built to meet expectations. It was built to overwhelm them.
That's it. Hold the rhythm, and the plant will do the rest.
The question was no longer whether Willow Run would work. The question was how much it would produce.
By 1944, Willow Run could produce one B-24 every 3 minutes.
Aircraft stopped being rare achievements. They became intervals.
In 72 hours, 100 bombers left the system. We need more room. The plant is outpacing the parking.
The line learned it needed fewer hands to build more aircraft.
They are producing faster than we modeled. If this is accurate, then their capacity is industrial, not merely national.
American production did not need belief from Berlin. It needed only time and motion.
The miracle was not only how much America produced, it was how little of it arrived late. Every bomber completed in Michigan became a future problem over Germany.
We are no longer fighting air fleets. We are fighting an output cycle.
A bomber did not exist alone. It arrived with fuel, crew, maintenance, and a schedule.
The figures they had mocked as fantasy were now arriving by the hour.
What Germany called impossible, America turned into a daily routine.
At first, the American coast looked less like a battlefield than an invitation.
Target steady. Range favorable.
Los! Treffer! Direct hit!
They have not even darkened the coast.
One patrol could destroy what entire peacetime routes had carried.
Berlin will want every detail. This is working.
Keep pressure on the shipping lanes. That is where Britain dies.
At this rate, they cannot recover.
Abandon ship! Move! Move! That's not a drill. That's one of ours burning.
At sea, the Germans were still winning the kind of war they understood.
At first, attrition looked like Germany's path to victory.
Through early 1942, the tonnage lost was not theoretical. It was catastrophic. Oil meant for tanks ended up on beaches.
Food, fuel, steel, ammunition. The Atlantic swallowed all of it.
This is the pressure we needed. Maintain it.
700,000 tons per month. Reach that, and Britain suffocates.
If enough ships went down, the rest of the Allied war effort would go down with them.
For Britain, every lost convoy mattered.
These losses continue, and nothing we build will cross in time.
The Atlantic War was no longer remote. It burned within sight of home.
Let them build what they like. We sink it faster.
For a brief period, German mathematics looked brutally convincing.
This shipment never arrived. Neither did the one after it.
The submariners saw ships sinking. They did not yet see the shipyards.
Germany was winning the visible part of the battle. The invisible part had already begun to turn.
While the U-boats sank ships, the yards kept launching more.
Every ship Germany destroyed was now being met by more than one replacement.
We're replacing faster than they can remove.
8 million tons, then 19 million. The target kept moving away from Germany.
Repeat that figure.
Sir, the threshold is moving beyond our reach.
Germany could still win engagements. It was no longer winning the race.
The yards were no longer responding. They were overwhelming.
We sail on schedule. Full column.
We're not just replacing losses.
We're recovering from them.
The equation had not been wrong in form. It had been wrong in its enemy.
Even before Germany admitted it, the Battle of the Atlantic was beginning to turn beyond recall.
Germany had not stopped sinking ships. America had simply made ship losses insufficient.
Close the columns. No stragglers.
The coast stop, glowing like a target.
Possible contact. Bearing 075.
Contact steady. Range closing.
And keep the sea ahead of them under our eyes.
The Atlantic had not changed in size. But for the U-boats, it had become smaller.
Pattern release! Now! Depth charges! Close, very close.
The convoy no longer scattered. It fought as a formation.
He thinks the dark hides him. It doesn't.
Air cover inbound. Marking contact now.
The vulnerable coast that had once welcomed the U-boats was gone.
No panic! No delay! No drifting out of formation!
Attrition had not ended. It had changed sides.
Down! 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 We are exposed too long!
The submarines were spending more time evading than sinking. Too many escorts. Too close.
"43 boats in 1 month."
The submarines were still killing. They were no longer killing enough.
They had left believing they were winning. They returned knowing something had broken.
They were above us, ahead of us, and waiting when we struck.
The ocean that had once sheltered the hunter was now watched almost end to end.
We wait, and they pass with air over them and steel around them.
The Atlantic can no longer be won at this cost.
In May 1943, the submarines were withdrawn. The battle Germany had needed to win was effectively lost.
The ports looked the same, but the confidence had drained out of them.
We were told we were strangling them. It feels like they've started strangling us.
Attrition had once promised Germany victory. Now attrition promised Germany exhaustion.
They had not forgotten how to fight. They had simply lost a war that no longer rewarded the same kind of fighting.
The American answer to submarine warfare was not one battle. It was another launch.
Germany could destroy faster than many nations could recover. It could not destroy faster than America could replace.
Germany won individual battles at sea. But in the end, it lost to arithmetic.
The American army did not arrive as a line of men. It arrived as a moving system.
Keep the tanks fed before the line asks twice.
Take what your fire plan needs. More is coming.
Abundance was not luxury. It was endurance made visible.
He's moving now! Don't leave him waiting!
Go, Gilly, fight what they say!
A broken machine was not automatically a loss. It was a repair job. The battle line slept badly. The supply line did not sleep at all.
If the army moves 50 miles tomorrow, the fuel moves tonight.
Look out!
Do they have no end to it?
What Germany saw as material excess was, in practice, sustained combat speed.
The American spearhead was never alone. It moved with an entire body behind it. One army asked how much it needed. The other asked what little remained.
American logistics did not support war from the rear. It entered the battlefield as war.
Grid marked. Bring the guns in now.
Fire for effect! Where men alone would have bled, the Americans sent steel first. Move on the left! Keep tight with the infantry! Stay with the armor! Don't let the gap open!
Target smoke is out. Send the Jabos. Target in sight. Rolling in. Rolling in.
The Americans did not always hit harder first. They hit again, and then again from somewhere else.
We do not spend men if steel can solve it.
The Russians throw men. The Americans throw everything else.
This was not force added together. It was force multiplied.
Where the Americans linked systems, the Germans increasingly separated functions.
Germany could outfight men. It was now being forced to fight a choreography. America trained pilots the way it built aircraft, at scale.
Next class to navigation. Keep the sequence moving.
The system worked because it had machines to spare for learning, not only for combat.
What you survive once, you teach the next group before they go.
American training did not stand still. It listened to the war and rewrote itself.
America was not only producing equipment, it was producing users.
If it failed in Tunisia, it gets fixed before it fails in France. The American system turned mistakes into curriculum before the enemy could exploit them twice. Germany treasured experts. America manufactured competence and then kept improving it.
The American front was fed not only by supplies, but by trained men arriving on schedule.
A pilot who can't navigate won't reach the fight. A pilot who can't fly instruments won't survive the weather.
The American schoolhouse was itself a production line.
America did not just field an army. It kept generating one.
Keine unnötige Bewegung.
Jeder Liter zählt jetzt. The engines are ready. The fuel is not.
Take what still works. The rest is already dead.
She can fly if we find the pump. Until then, she stays here.
No flying this afternoon. Fuel allocation has been cut again.
Germany's industry survived by scattering. But scattering was not the same as strength.
It fits badly, wears fast, and fails sooner. But it is what we have.
One army moved by schedule, the other moved by ration.
Not today. Maybe not this week.
Take only what you can account for. There is no extra. They don't stop. Guns, trucks, tanks, all of it keeps coming.
We plan from what remains, not what the operation demands.
Germany's problem was no longer only what the enemy destroyed. It was what Germany could no longer sustain.
Another section gone. And not one of them can be replaced properly.
You report here tomorrow. There is no time to settle in.
This is all you have? Then you will learn the rest in combat.
Stay close and do not chase what you cannot catch.
An aircraft could be rebuilt. A skilled pilot could not be manufactured at speed.
You returned. That is not the same as learning enough.
Operational squadrons get what remains. Training gets nothing.
One side was compounding skill. The other was spending it faster than it could be replaced.
Send him again. He's the only one there who can manage it.
The new men were not entering a school of war. They were entering a grinder.
The Luftwaffe was not simply being shot down. It was being emptied. You could still beat Americans in a skirmish, but you could no longer beat what stood behind them.
Germany is now at war with the United States.
With that declaration, Germany did not just insult America, it activated it.
Germany had chosen to widen a war it had not yet solved.
What Germany had long feared in theory arrived in practice at a scale it had never fully believed.
It's not a fleet, it's an ocean of ships.
This invasion was not only an army crossing water, it was industrial organization made visible at sea.
The sky over Normandy was not contested, it was occupied.
More landings, more ships, more aircraft. Every sector reports the same.
Normandy was not won by courage alone. It was won by a production miracle that could cross water.
The defenders could wound the invasion. They could not empty the sea.
Niemand hat uns auf so viele vorbereitet.
Germany had prepared for an invasion. It had not prepared for the full scale of what America could support.
By 1944, Germany was not fighting one war badly. It was fighting too many wars at once.
The East was still devouring the bulk of Germany's strength.
Every division sent south was a division not standing elsewhere.
If we reinforce France, the East thins. If we don't, France collapses.
Germany still had formations. It no longer had margin.
There are more movements than tracks, and less fuel than trains.
The more the fronts widened, the less freedom German generals had to manage them honestly.
What the factories had built, the bombers now carried back over Germany.
The losses were terrible, but America could replace losses that would have broken others.
The bombers were no longer exposed in the deep interior. The escorts came all the way with them.
They did not need to erase every factory. They only needed to keep them from functioning cleanly.
The walls are still here. The materials are not.
Production required more than machines. It required current, transport, labor, timing, and all were under attack.
Germany's factories did not have to vanish overnight. They only had to stop keeping pace with war.
Dem Motor fehlt nichts. Nur der Krieg drumherum.
The difference was no longer theoretical. One side still moved as a system. The other did not.
Germany saw a wealthy peacetime society and mistook comfort for weakness.
The America Germany failed to see was the America that emerged under pressure.
They did not merely misread statistics. They misread an entire nation through ideology.
What Nazi ideology dismissed as weakness became one of America's greatest strengths, its capacity to widen the circle of contribution.
The numbers were not propaganda. They were the physical shape of American war power.
America did not dominate in one category. It dominated in scale across the entire war.
The arsenal of democracy was not a slogan. It was a functioning answer to every German miscalculation.
Germany still built weapons. America built tempo.
By the end, American production was not simply larger than Germany's. It had changed what was strategically possible.
None of them began the war as experts. The system made room for them to become necessary.
America was not born ready. It became ready faster than Germany thought possible.
Germany mistook America's first mistakes for its final form.
The deepest failure was not statistical. It was moral and human. A failure to understand what
America's strength was not fixed at the start of the war. It was built, learned, widened, and then unleashed.
The giant Germany dismissed did not awaken all at once. It awakened by system.
In the end, Germany did not lose only to American steel. It lost to American possibility.
Germany did not lose because America was stronger at the start. It lost because it never understood what America could become.